Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in this week. This week we're messing around with NEC's little PC engine that could. So, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's retro tinker around with the Turbografx 16. So the Turbografx 16 is one of my favorite consoles of all time. I have great memories of growing up and spending a lot of time at the local arcade at our local mall, wasting all of my quarters very, very quickly, and then wandering down to the local Dillard's because Dillard's was the one place in town that carried Turbografx. And I would go in there, and they had one hooked up to a rear projection large TV, and I would play it until closing time because they were way too nice to ask me to leave. So my obnoxious teenage self would stay in there playing Blazing Lasers, Pac-Land, whatever they had sitting around, Legendary Axe. Anyway, I have multiple systems, which all Turbografx fans should. You should have one of these. It's an awesome console. But I guess if you're watching this, you probably do. But then the next thing you should do is have a guy. Everybody should have a guy. When you have car problems, you need a good mechanic, you got a guy. When you have a Turbografx and you want to get it modded, you need a guy. And everybody that has a Turbografx should have that thing region modded, like this one. And you should also have it AV modded. And if you're going to have it AV modded, you might as well have it S-Video and AV modded, because S-Video looks great through a RetroTink. So anyway, apologize for the noise, but I am a full-time dad, a full-time teacher, and a part-time YouTuber. Unfortunately, that means this is a loud house. So anyway, let's mess around and check out how the RetroTink 2X upscales and handles the signal from a Turbografx 16. Now, I'll be showing you mostly signals coming through the Turbografx through the S-Video port because it is very, very pretty. You can get component out of a Turbografx if you have a modded system. I believe people are doing that through S-Cart connectors and the Turbo Booster. In this situation, I'm going S-Video. I think it's a terrific picture. But I'll show you something. If you're going to hook it up in your personal setup, there's some things you should know. One is that a lot of times, if you have the system modded for S-Video and AV, if you look at the picture on my screen, which is more interesting than me, so you should be looking at the Pac-Land video right now, what happens, this is S-Video, but I have the RCA composite connector also. If I touch the composite to the wire and try to connect both at the same time, you'll notice, well, one, it drops the source for a second. When it comes back, you'll notice a lot of noise. This image is a lot uglier than it was before. You'll see some checkerboarding going on there. That's the noise introduced by having multiple signals that the RetroTink kind of recognizes. It just sends it a worse signal. So one signal at a time. And you see I just disconnected it and it reverted back to its prettier S-Video only self. Now, why would anybody think to do that? I only discovered this because I was trying to run to my CRT and my HDTV at the same time, and that led me to the discovery that the RetroTink did not like me doing that. So this is what happens. The same thing happens with the Super Nintendo, incidentally. I had a combination S-Video and RCA wire set up from an old cable anyway, and did the same thing, and yes, same result there. So it's something about multiple signals out of a system just introducing noise to the setup. So, don't do that. Unless you don't mind the checkerboarding. I mind it. I'm a obsessive compulsive. I hate the checkerboarding. So anyway, there's Pac-Land. Looks great. I love Pac-Land. I always thought it was strange though, because you hear the Saturday morning cartoon theme song, and he's got the shoes, he's got the gloves, but then he's got the Namco eyeballs and the Namco nose, and kind of a weird in-betweener hat. And I know I should not waste so much of my life thinking about such things, but it bothers me because I just ate one of them, and I know Sue is in this game. There's Sue. I just ate Sue. Inky, Pinky, Blinky, Clyde. So it's this weird combination of Saturday morning and Namco Pac-Man. It's very strange. But anyway, I still love it. It's a great game. Although I don't think I've ever beat the Turbografx version, I did beat it on the Atari Lynx, which is also an excellent version of this game. So anyway, it looks great. The colors pop. It looks sharp. It looks really good. But Pac-Land's not really, pushing the RetroTink in terms of, creating a signal. A lot of what you have to worry about are the games that have some flicker in it, like the next one I'm going to put up, Blazing Lasers. So let's put that in, and I'll show you just how good that looks. Another thing you should have, if you have a Turbografx collection going, is you should have a folder for baseball cards, because baseball card sleeves are great for collecting Turbografx cards. You probably already knew that, but just in case you didn't, there you go. There's your tip. Also, you should use a fork to dip your Oreo cookies in your milk so your fingers don't get sticky. Words of wisdom, important things we should all know. Blazing Lasers, another game we should all know. If you don't have Blazing Lasers and you have a Turbografx, why do you have a Turbografx? You clearly don't know what you need it for, because you should have Blazing Lasers. It is absolutely one of the best games ever made. And the 4 weapon, I hate the 4 weapon, waiting for there's what I wanted. The 3, because this is what you need to see. The RetroTink, of course, kicks out 60 frames a second. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to power up the lightning weapon, the number 3, the best weapon in the game. Other weapons are bad. They're not bad. There's not the lightning weapon. I get very angry if I lose it, and I will reset the game because I do not want other weapons. I just want the lightning weapon. And if you're running it through lesser hardware, so just to say, what will happen is anything other than 60 frames a second, the lightning weapon will disappear, or half of it will. You only see half of it at a time, if that, because you need 60 frames a second to see both sides of the lightning, because it's flickering, and that means you need a very fast refresh rate to see it. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. But as you can see, I have 2 options. With a 30 frames per second refresh rate, you're only going to see one of them shooting. The other just kind of will be just flying around, not doing anything. Next up, let's look at a little Vigilante. And I acknowledge this is not the best game ever made, but I do enjoy it anyway. It's IREM. I'm supposing this is somehow a sequel or related to the Kung Fu game. The skinheads have taken Madonna hostage. Take the power into your own hands. Yes, we will do that. That's clearly Jackie Chan. And Kung Fu is based on the Japanese game Spartan X, which is, I guess, a Jackie Chan movie that I've never seen from China. Yeah, Vigilante. Anybody can tell me what Jackie Chan movie this is based off of, or is it just a sequel to Kung Fu and it's not related? I don't know. Clearly Kung Fu. I love how he bounces back when he jump kicks somebody. But once you pick up a nunchuck, there's no reason to ever use any other attack. Just stand there. Nunchucking. I wonder if he also has sweet skills for the bow staff. Yeah, oh, it's Kung Fu. I forgot how they hug you to death. All the hugging. I'd rather they just punch me or knife me, but they're gonna hug me. Oh. Really and truly, like, one of the best reasons to have a Turbografx are the space shooters. Superstar Soldier. Oh, it glitched. That's not cool. One of the best reasons to own it. There we go. There we go. Pretty Star Soldier. Woo-hoo. So out of practice. It's a little lightning weapon. Bonk's Adventure, another classic, and Bonk's Revenge, of course. This look, I'm amazed this guy hasn't made it into Smash Brothers. I mean, they announced, you know, nobody sent me hate mail, but they announced like really obscure Pokemon, Incineroar, and I was like, wow, but no Bonk, no Bomberman or Bonk. It seems weird. We have Konami character, I guess, because Bonk and Bomberman aren't really Konami characters. They're from, you know, Hudson NEC. But still, Bonk, man. You got Sonic, you got Mario, you should have this little guy in there. There's no justice. There is no justice for the little Dino Cave dude. What is that? Crazy looking thing. What you think, honey? Look at the penguin.
The penguin! Why he comes in the eyes?
Because I'm shooting him in this penguin belly button. Crazy, huh?
Is he Bandai?
The pirate penguin is.
The one with the hat?
Yes, the one with the hat. He is very bad.
There's one coming out of the ocean.
Yes.
Oh,
But look, good penguin won.
oh yay! What those little tiny things getting in his way?
I don't know. I don't know what those are. Crazy looking things, that's what they are.
Oh.
So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you found this useful. If you're thinking about doing some mods to your Turbografx, you want to know what it would look like if you run it through a RetroTink 2X, this should give you a reasonably good idea of what you can expect on your own television setup at home. I'm going to continue to run some more of my favorite video footage, so you can see what some of these other games look like if you happen to have any of these in your own collection. This is what it'll look like upscaled to 480 progressive on your HD television through a RetroTink. And I hope that you found this useful and informative and all that good mess, and I'll see you next time.